All right, Aidan, real fast. Seventh chords. The ones I'm talking about are not minor sevenths. They are for major chords, and they are simply major chord substitutes. So what that means is, instead of playing a D, you might play a D7, just to give it a little flavor. Okay, they're just flavorful substitutes. That's all seventh chords are. Really, it's all any special chord is. What I'm going to give you is the formula that allows you to take any major chord anywhere on the guitar and turn it into either a major seventh or a seventh. All right, so written down on the internet or something, if I said D major 7, that would be written as uppercase D, lowercase maj, and the number 7. D maj 7. The second one is called a dominant seventh, and that's just going to be written down as D7. So that's it. There's a regular D major, then there's a D major 7, then there's a D7, and all three of them are major chords. That's it. They're all in the major chord category. The sevenths are substitutes for whatever major chord you're playing. So here's the formula. I'm going to do it with a D chord as an archetype. For any chord, anywhere that you make the chord, you're going to have three types of notes. You're going to have, if I played this A major, you're going to have the root note, which, like the word root, is the deepest note. For an A chord, obviously, it will be A. Then you'll have secondary notes, which are the other notes in the chord that are not A. In the case of this A, that means this E and this C sharp, C sharp. Okay, so A, E, C sharp, E, A. That's an A major chord. So the root note is A. The E and the C sharp are secondary notes. And then this note and this note are the same as the root, but octaves of it. So this A is an octave of the root, and this A is an octave of the root. Okay? That's important because for the formula, you can only mess with octave notes. Think of the octave notes as duplicates, and that allows us to use them, like sacrifice a duplicate to add a new note. Okay? So in the case of this A, I can sacrifice this A or this A. I can't sacrifice the root note of any chord, and I can't sacrifice the secondary notes, E and C sharp, because I need them to make the chord that I'm making. So with that in mind, I'm going to go here to this open D major. And from this string down, it's D, A, another D, and F sharp. So the second note is A, and the last note is F sharp. We can't mess with those. And we can't mess with the open string root note D. But this right here, the very point of the D chord, is the octave D. You can hear it's the same as the root. That octave allows us a freebie to sacrifice and move around. So here's the formula. Take any major chord, in this case an open D major. Locate the octave note. Here it is. And then part 3, while knowing that you cannot move or change any of the other notes, you flatten the octave note by 1 fret to give you a major 7th chord. So this is D major. Keeping these the same and moving this guy back 1 gives us D major 7. And then furthering this one back another 1, meaning going back 2 frets while everything stays the same, that gives us D7. So playing one note at a time, D major, the octave note going back 1 and everything staying the same, D major 7. The octave note going back another and everything staying the same, D7. Okay, now that's going to be used for any chord. So let's take, instead of this D, let's go to this D note, 5th fret, and we get this D major shape. 4 notes, this one, and these 3 in a row. So I'm going to number these notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is the root note D, and it can't be messed with. 2 is an A that can't be messed with. 3 is the octave D. that we're going to use. And lastly here, that is a F sharp that we can't use. So we have D, A, D, F sharp again. Just like D, A, D, F sharp here. This note, the middle of the three that you're holding down, is going to go back 1 for major 7 and back 2 for 7. So D major, middle note back 1, tunnel, and then middle finger, taking that middle note that went back 1, D major 7. Now removing that middle finger but keeping the tunnel so the note falls back to our pointer finger, D7. Okay, just like this. So what you should practice is taking that formula and doing it with your open chords. How do you change an A major into an A major 7 and an A7? How do you take an E major and change it into an E major 7 and an E7? How do you take a G major and change it? By the way, this will be your octave note. Into G major 7 and G7. And then finally C major, how are you going to turn that into major 7 and 7? So take the formula that I've showed you and try to do those yourself, and we'll go over it tomorrow. Okay? I'll see you.